Mulțumim foarte mult. O componentă și o poartă de intrare spre piața reglementată și piața aero și avem alături de noi acum pe Peter de Boer, membru CA și manager IR AGRAR. O să vorbim în limba engleză cu permisiunea dumneavoastră. I'll switch to English. Welcome again at Financial Intelligence event.
Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm glad to be back. The truth is that the IR end of war, the IR start of IR really at the AGRAR started here as this event 2 years ago, and yeah, from there, yeah, we showed quite some growth. So thank you very much also for the first invitation, and I'm glad to be back.
Tell us your perspective on the development of the capital market from your point of view.
I think the development of the capital market in general, and I would like to specify more to the aero market, is quite significant, especially if we look. Let's first start with the AGRAR. We are one of the youngsters here at the capital market. We are only 2.5 years listed at the aero market here in Romania, and we show the growth of approximately 134%, I think, since listing. And last year we had a share price growth of 74%. So as well as that, since listing we tripled our business, and we have a clear strategy to double our business in the coming years by the end of 2027, and we are on track on that. I think in general developments, especially that the BVB made available the research program, also available for the aero market companies. That was a really important step that was made by the BVB, and we are really thankful for that, because it's quite hard for aero market companies to have visibility and to have analyst reports, etc., on our companies. As well as another example is, of course, the Factor score from AGRAR. I'm glad to announce that we have a 10 out of a 10, but there is also a big concern, from my opinion, especially on the aero market. There are several companies who have scores like 3, etc. And although we saw a huge increase in our liquidity as well as the traded value, which really helped to get more an accurate valuation of the AGRAR group, but I think there are only a few companies, and a good example is also my neighbor from Meta Estate, and another, I think, good example is Bento, who put a lot of effort in investor relations and being out on in the market, etc. But I think we also need to acknowledge that with the image of the aero market, a lot of people complain about it. At least is that what I notice, and that is partly, I think, the BVB could do more to at least insist companies to have a minimum score. I would say at least of 8 or so. It's really not difficult to obtain a 10 out of 10. I mean, it is far from rocket science. It's quite easy to implement this. And I think issuers also should ask themselves, okay, why do I become listed? Because there are a lot of extra costs involved. You need to have an audit report, you need to do quarterly reporting, there are a lot of extra incentives as an organization. But then still you end up with a 3. It's not good for investors, but it's also not good for us issuers. We all complain about liquidity, etc., and of course you can do certain things about it, like we did to contract market making services, etc. But to enlarge the investors pool, because there is now a pool of investors who not necessarily wants to invest in the aero market. I think because of lack of transparency and predictability as well. It would really help, I think, if all the issues would put more effort into communication with investors and also professionalize further on this behalf. I think also a part of the responsibility is also there at the brokerage companies who bring companies to the stock market. But we see progress made. I mean, the first step is the factory implementation, and I think this should be embraced by the BVB, which it does, and it further sustained and supported to increase the scores on the scoreboard. And I think that would really help all of us to increase liquidity, As well for companies like us, we are medium-sized companies. Now we saw the upgrade of Simtel to the main market, and especially as companies who are performing on the top in the indices, there is a clear incentive to move as fast as possible to the main market.
When will then AGRAR move to the main market?
Okay, no, yeah, no, that is there's that's the other issue comes from, because we are almost pushed to do the upgrade as fast as possible, which in my opinion, we are clearly, as I said, a medium-sized company we are clearly an aero market company based on our scale. But because of the lack of, and I don't want to blame others, don't get me wrong for this, but if the aero market would be a stronger market, also the medium-sized companies, it would be interesting for them to remain on the aero market, and there are many benefits for that as well, to have enough media coverage, to be invited to events, etc., to still be able to focus also on your business. But as I said, there is a clear incentive also from our investors, so we plan to do that in the coming years. We are really not in a hurry for this, but this year we started to implement IFRS. We implemented already the SAP system. We will also look in time for either a Big 4 or Big 5 company to support us in this. And I expect in 2 or 3 years to do the upgrade to the main market. As an organization, we will make sure that we are earlier, I think somewhere next year, that we will be ready to do the upgrade. And also as soon as possible, as soon as we finalize the IFRS implementation, we will also start to report in IFRS as well. But as I said, our main focus at the moment, as I said already, that in the last couple of years, we are only 2.5 years listed. We tripled our business in the coming 3 years. By the end of 2027, we want to double our business. Our main focus is to achieve those goals.
Regarding your business, do you have any plans of attracting financing on the capital market, bonds or capital increase?
No, we have our shareholders approved a bank financing, a loan of approximately 9.7 million euros at the beginning of this year, plus 20% own contribution. That is for the construction of our newest farm, the Straja project, which will host 5,000 animals and which will produce over 100,000 liters of per day. When it comes fully operational. We started construction this year. It will become operational in the coming months, and by the end of this year we will milk there 900 dairy cows. Our short-term goal is to reach as soon as possible 200,000 liters of production per day, and when we finalize the Straja project, that will be in 2027, we will produce over 300,000 liters of milk per day, which will, currently, we are the leading milk producer in Romania, but as soon as we finalize the Straja project, we will be the leading milk producer in all of the EU, including the UK. So that is clear where we want to position ourselves. Of course, we currently also are actively looking to enter the M&A market, from which we now can analyze is that we expect that we can do that through bank financing, but we hold all options open. I'm quite sure, especially with the upgrade to the main market, that we will make use of the instruments the capital markets has to offer.
In the end, can you send a message to the investors?
Yeah, no, in our investors pool, this going to the capital markets, because anyway, that is quite a sensitive point from discussions that I had with investors. But no, I think what is important is so far, based on our track record, is I think we say what we do, but especially we do what we say, and I think that's that is really important. So far we succeeded all the projects that we have announced, and that our clear strategy for the coming period is to be circular, to perform circular agriculture. One example is the compost plant that comes operational in 2 or 3 weeks. That will be a new business line for us, as well as it will integrate the AGRAR companies even further, where we can reduce chemical fertilizer and use more of our organic fertilizers, so that we can really perform circular agriculture. And especially our main strategy, as I said already, is that we want to become the leader in milk production in the EU, and we will stick to that.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Revenim în limba